Good morning, paper crafters. I am so excited to be back in my craft room actually crafting. So today's layout, all the paper piecings are found on Country Life, and I cut these all out on my personal size Cricut machine. The papers come from 100% Country, 100% Western by Paper House, and Boho Vibes, the paper studio. And then the other papers come from Scrapbook.com. They're open stock that I just ordered. All right. So the first paper I have here is a dry dirt scene, and it is cut at 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. And then this here is paper that I traced out using my clear acrylic scalloped ruler, and I just drew a line and then fussy cut it, and I did that on this printed flower paper as well as this sparkly brown paper. Let's get this one attached. Now this printed paper is a little bit bigger than my dirt paper, and I will just cut off the edges once I am finished. Okay, trying to get that burnished down on there so I don't have any glue lumps. Okay, then I have this is cut at 5, should have wrote it down, sorry, let me see, 7 6 1/4 by 5. And then this is 4 1/2 by, or 6 1/2 by 4 1/2. I don't know if you can see, I hate to put a picture over this almost because the paper is so cute. It's got little cowgirl on here, and then little horses. And I backed all the pink paper with the same brown that I used up here on this scallop border. And then here I have where a 4x4 photo can go on this photo mat. All right. Next, I have my horses. This one was cut at 5.5 inches. And I'm going to put it right about here. And this one was cut at 4.5 inches. I'm going to put this one right about here. Okay, then, because I don't have access to my silhouette still, and this wouldn't cut out on my Country Life cartridge because of the size, I just did this myself. So what I did was I took this brown paper, the same brown paper I've used up here, and I cut out 1/2 inch strips. And then I took one of the strips and I cut that down to 4-inch strips. So the top one here and the bottom is 12 by 1/2 inch, and these little ones are 4 by 1/2 inch. And then I ran it through my Cuddle Bug with this wood grain embossed folder, and edge distressed everything in black. So before I attach my horses, I want to make sure I've got the placement right for them. Okay. Okay, and this one, I actually want the horse's head to come over the fence like this. So, let's see if I can make this work. I think I'm just going to flip this over and just put glue on my horse first. And then on the railings. And then I can go back and add glue where I need once I get it down. And any glue that has oozed out by doing it that way, this just rubs off really easily with your finger or with the glue eraser. So I'll go back in and do that. Okay. Also on the horses, I don't know if you can tell, but I used my glaze pen to make their mane and tails a little bit more on the shiny side. All right. So let me go ahead and bring in my cutting block. will turn this over and cut off, oops, these edges. All right, and that just gives me a nice clean edge on both sides, as well as my fence line. And then I'm just going to take this sponge dauber with some vintage ink, and I'm just going to kind of come along here, because I had ink distressed this before, and take some of the starkness out of it. Okay. All right, so there's side one. Let me, oh, whoops. And then I'm going to attach the whole thing to this 12 by 12 brown cardstock. So let's go ahead and get that attached. All right, so that's side one, and let me bring in side two. I have already attached my paper to its back cardstock, and here we have some open hay fields. So same size photo mats. I have to say, since I don't have access to a computer right now, it was a bit more challenging to come up with a layout from scratch versus being able to design it first and then putting it out into play. And but I like the fact that I could still do it. If I don't have a die cutting machine, you know, there's always, for those of you who don't have one, there's stores that sell stickers, chipboard. You can, if you're good at drawing, you can draw your own and cut them out. All right, so now I have a tractor, and like I said, this is for my daughter when she was about 2 years old. She was out in the barn while her dad was working, and she was playing on the tractor, and so, and then I got some adorable pictures of her kissing our horses and just loving up on them. So that's where the theme for this layout comes from. And even though the girl on the tractor's a young lady or a teenager, I still thought it was a good fit. I've always liked this paper piecing, and I always wondered how I was going to use it. So. And then I cut out these pieces of wheat, and they were really difficult to do. I don't know if you can tell, this is a 2-inch, 2.5 inch maybe, 2.5 inch. And the pieces were just so tiny. It was like the size of a pinhead that I couldn't get them to cut out right and piece. So all I did was I cut out the base and then the stems here and the leaves, and then I just used a green glaze pen. Actually, this one's gray, but a green one. And I drew on the lines where the pods, the wheat pods, would have gone, and made it look, just left it at that. So now I'm going to take my Xyron sticker maker, and I'm going to stick these right in here and make stickers. I think it would just be a little bit easier to attach them. And then just take my bone folder and burnish them so that all the glue sticks to the back of the sticker. I have had this Xyron 1.5 inch sticker maker for maybe 5 or 6 years, and I have never had to replace the sticker strip yet, because I just use it for these smaller items. So for me, it's been a really good investment, and it makes it easier for a few pieces. Maybe I should have gone up the other direction. Okay, so this piece gets thrown away. And then I'm just going to take these wheat pieces here and lay them out in the field. I really wanted a hay bale. That's what I wanted to put. I wanted to put a hay bale like this one here, make it dimensional. But the only hay I have access to is on my silhouette, and like I said, that's not, I can't access it. I was surprised that Country Life did not have any hay bales, but it had the wheat, so I just improvised and went that way. So here's side 2, and let me bring in side 1. I actually forgot to put on a little piece. So here I made these flower stickers, and I put it on the Xyron last night. Okay, so I'm going to put one right down here. And this is kind of how our field looks. Depending on the time of year, it can be very dry like this, but there's always like little patches of wildflowers growing up, sometimes mustard plants all over. So all right, and there I have my farm raised 2-page layout. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. All right, see you guys later. Bye bye.